All right, this is the Unsafe Series for reverse Seio Nage. Before we get into the topic, IJF banned this technique, but they never officially gave a reason why. They just cited injury statistics. And even then, that's kind of more like the rumors from IJF insiders. This is what we think about it. And also, the caveat is that both me and Juan don't do this throw, really. So we're really just showing the dangers. Don't use this as a guide on how to do this throw properly, at least. We're doing it very slow. So one of the things that are less likely to happen, there is a risk, is if he does it really fast and I'm not familiar with the throw, then my wrist or my shoulder might get locked, especially with my arm in the inside and the Tori's arm on the outside. When he does this, see how I'm basically getting udegarami'd and Americana'd? So if I hold on and he's doing really fast, I don't know fast enough to let go, then I might tweak my wrist or my shoulder. It's safer if my arm's on the outside, because it has room to escape. See, I let go already and nothing's really locking my arm in place. My wrist is still there. But from the inside, when he does it, his outer arm kind of holds my whole forearm in place. So the best case scenario is that I go with the throw so this doesn't get locked in place. I go over, but if I'm heavy set and you did that to me and I don't get lifted, then this is gonna get tweaked that way. So that's one small risk that can happen.
All right, so I'm gonna demonstrate how to do it a more dangerous way of doing this. I'm gonna lock up Anthony's arm and throw him over my back standing. So he's mostly hit his back and head area. I'm not trying to hurt Anthony, but I'm gonna show you how dangerous this can be, okay? So, be right here. Like I said before, I'm gonna lock his arm up right here, lock in, his wrist isn't going nowhere. He's high on my shoulder. I'm just gonna throw him straight down. Even with me trying to protect Anthony, you guys can see how dangerous that was. He was at a high angle, his wrist was locked. If he held on to that, he could mess up his arm, his shoulder, his wrist, and I could throw him directly on his head. So as you can see when I throw him right now, when I threw him, he's feeling like he's being forced to do a bridge. So if he's trying to flip out of this, he's now putting his head in a bad position, taking all the impact straight back. Even if he tucks his head, now he's gonna feel like his neck's gonna be hitting the mat first. So just the danger of doing it. So when I lock him up here, I'm gonna do it very slowly so you guys can see it. I lock up his wrist almost here. His back, and I'm saying, look at his head. Look where his head is right there. And I'm rolling him right here. He's on his back. He's on my back, arching himself, just showing the dangers of doing a throw even slowly or fast. And especially when not knows gonna be coming to them, what's happening, it can end up pretty bad. So even with a lot of competitors when it comes to high level competition, very few people actually do this standing. Most people would end up doing this as a drop seoi nage, almost with their knees down or one knee down, which limits even the time for you even to get your back in the right position. So I'm just driving you straight down to the mat. So if I have Anthony again here, locking his wrist, and I come inside here up here he can have time. But if I come here, look at this, and I drive him down. Now imagine me doing that fast with no time to react. It's a sheer drop straight down onto your head, the back of your neck. I hope it's your shoulders, but you never know. And one of the things with this being similar to drop seoi nage is that when I do go down with him, with normal drop seoi nage, he can post his hand out to flip over me or tuck around. When you do this reverse angle right here, his arm is not gonna be able to post. His back arm is not gonna be able to post to pop over you. You're in a bad position, your arm's being cranked, and this arm can't come back there to protect you. Now, the one safe way to do this throw is that when I come in to throw a person, I'm not coming in and loading him on my back. It's weird because I'm almost loading him on my head, but I'm on the side of him. So again, I can get his arm in right here and crimp it inside, but as I'm coming over here, he's over my head, and I just straight down. I'm not loading him. He's coming around my head. I'm on the side of him, coming straight down, almost like a sottogari kind of. That keeps it safe or safer than loading him on my back.
As Juan said, the safer way of doing it is basically rotate around the outside and drag my head straight down. That feels a lot safer, ironically, because I don't feel like I'm being forced to arch, like you said. I basically feel like your shoulders doing that, what do you call it, that back stretch. I was being forced to do that back stretch, and I was gonna get spiked in my head. And luckily, you stayed up, because if you dropped to your knees, I wouldn't have rotated, and my head would have went straight down. That's one. Also, my shoulder was sore from that because it was locked. I was trying to hold on to it for as long as I can, just to demonstrate when people usually would let go. You can see this on any highlights. Even that safe version is really ugly. It's a really ugly throw. You're just you can't get past the grip, so you rotate around the outside and drag the guy to the ground.